Hi there, welcome to Isle on Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Capricorn energy, and we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because it's not a personal reading. I don't know anything about your life, and people have free will. Some people harness high vibe Capricorn energy, some people harness a more worldly focused Capricorn energy, and some people harness a more shadowy Capricorn energy. High vibe Capricorn is people who are inspired to do the work to free themselves from the things that manipulate them, to free themselves from their own more shadowy, immature worldly nature, to grow up and mature themselves, to heal, to be people that people would like to work with and be in a relationship with and marry because they're emotionally mature people. Some people have done more of that work than other people. Some people aren't even doing that work. They're kind of caught up in the world. Maybe just, or they're doing some of that work, but they could be more focused on their career or things of the world, or ego or image is more important to them than love. And shadowy people could be all about themselves, manipulating people to try to get them to do what they want. So if you harness high vibe Capricorn energy, which we all tap into Capricorn energy, you probably want to be in a relationship with other people who are high vibe. So listen to your intuition about where you're at in the story, where some other people in your life are at in the story. The overarching reason for the reading is fragmented energy. So love is what unifies us. We all go out to learn these lessons in life, and we can go out to the extreme edge because we got lessons learned. Oh my gosh, I love them. And we kind of let our loving nature run our life, and the other aspects of our life go in the toilet. You know, our worldly nature, our want for these things of the world can run our life off into the ditch. You know, we're not balanced. Some of you could have been dealing with some people who are fragmented, scattered energy, not being unified from a place of love, and maybe haven't learned these lessons in life. Love is what makes us be unified. We accept that we have all these different aspects to ourselves, and they're all important. Our mind and our truth is important. Our worldly nature is important. Stability and security. Love is important. Our emotional nature is important. Our creative, inspired, passionate nature is important. But it's to learn lessons so that not one, two, or three aspects of those are kind of running our life, and the other aspects of ourselves get kind of like considered less important. And is to learn the lessons so that when we make decisions in our life, we're taking into account making good decisions for our life, taking all aspects of ourselves into consideration. And then we have the travel card, which kind of makes me think of Sagittarius energy. But, you know, if we have learned to love and believe in ourselves, why? Because we've been in scattered energy before. We've all been more immature, impulsive, prideful, fearful, letting one aspect of ourself or the other run our life off into the ditch. The people who've learned lessons about that, those people were inspired. High vibe Sagittarius of the travel card, like the Eight of Wands, is about higher learning and education. And I want to wrap my brain around this game of life. I'm inspired to see the truth that when I take action disregarding certain aspects of myself, and I don't love myself, and I don't like temper my fears and my insecurity and my more immature, prideful, lustful, greedy, even loving nature, I'm going to move forward in shadowy Sagittarius, like immature ways of being, because I still have lessons to learn. And we can all know some people in our life that we could feel haven't learned some of the lessons in life that we've learned. And hopefully, as we go through life and we learn these lessons, we learn to keep our distance from some people who still have some healing, growing, or maturing to do, because we're not on the same page. And if we're going to have equal give and take in a relationship, we have to be dealing with people who are on the same page as us. You know, kind of have learned some of the same lessons, kind of at the same maturity level. Some people are right now distancing themselves from people like that. Other people have already distanced themselves from people like that, and they're going through this, handling this energy, kind of like transforming the energy. It's like we go through a life experience to learn these lessons, and then we go back to kind of transform the energy so that we can move forward in life differently. And we learn the lesson we were meant to learn so we can go on this adventure of learning more lessons in life. So, what's going on in Capricorn energy? The loving man, and the reason it came out is because of planning and action. So, the loving man I view as the King of Cups energy, and the way I read tarot is the masculine figures can represent how people are presenting themselves in the world, but the feminine figures represent how they really think and feel. The overarching reason for the reading is scattered energy. Some people, their heart, we all have lessons to learn of letting the things that we love in the world running our life. Some people might love the world, love themselves, love their ego, love their image, love to indulge, love money and materialism. And some of those people are presenting themselves as loving people in the world, like, oh, you should get in a relationship with me, you should move forward with me. But they themselves aren't kind of balanced within themselves. They're in scattered energy. Some of you could have somebody present themselves to you. Other people could have other people presenting themselves to you or other people in the world. And the high vibe people have already dealt with people like that. And the high vibe people are like, no thanks. I don't care how loving you present yourself, whether you're male or female. You present yourself as a loving family person, but I don't know that love is, I don't know. I don't think an emotionally mature, balanced, loving relationship is what drives you. Some people just love and want to be an immature player. Kind of like, I just want someone to love me in a way, And high vibe people offered love and took action in love to love their own scattered energy nature, to get unified in love. We have to love our own worldly nature. Capricorn can kind of represent our worldly nature, because shadowy Capricorn is represented by the devil. We all have got our shadow nature, our more immature, prideful, egotistical, lazy nature. We'd all like to get all the things we want without having to grow up and mature ourselves and put in work and effort. And high vibe people saw the truth. If I want to go on this adventure in life, and I don't, because the truth sets us free to live our life differently. If I previously indulged my more immature nature, it probably didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I probably got in relationships with other people who viewed life the way I viewed it at that point in time. And if I want to not keep repeating that same dynamic and way of living life or those type of relationships, I've got to offer love to my own shadow nature. So we could look at the fragmented energy as our more shadowy nature. It's kind of like we have this dualistic nature, our more high vibrational loving nature, hopeful believing nature, and we have our more immature shadowy nature. And it's to have our loving nature in the driver's seat of our life and have our more shadowy nature sitting in the back seat, and we offer it love and compassion and forgiveness. Kind of like being a good parent to ourselves, our own best mother, father, coach voice to ourselves, so that we can keep moving forward, motivated and inspired, in hope, in faith, and belief, and love. But we have to temper our more shadowy nature. Some people, though, haven't learned how to do that, and some of them love their more shadowy, worldly nature. I love to indulge in these things of the world, or I love me, and I love to indulge myself, and I don't want to have to see the truth. I want to keep living my life the way I've been living it. I might be immature, but I want to keep being immature. We're either willing, high vibe Capricorn, shadowy Capricorn represented by the devil, high vibe Capricorn I view as like the King of Pentacles. We're either motivated and inspired to free ourselves from our more shadowy nature and the things that manipulate us, to go on this adventure in life, to grow and mature ourselves to our full potential and heal, or we're not. Some people are, some people aren't, and everybody's somewhere on the spectrum of having learned different lessons in life. But everybody wants to move forward, probably in loving relationships. Some people purposely look for people who they think haven't learned to love and believe in themselves. Perfect. You're the type of person I want to be in a relationship with. Are you fearful? Are you insecure? Are you tipped out of balance? Perfect. I like to be in relationships with people like you. You know, if you haven't learned to love and believe in yourself, or you haven't healed, and maybe you're kind of immature or aligned with shadowy Capricorn energy of fear and insecurity, codependency, lust, greed, you're my kind of person. There's always going to be people in the world who want other people to kind of be codependent on them. You view me as loving. Don't listen to your intuition. Don't love yourself. You look to me to be the answer to all your problems. And there's some people in the world that are doing that right now to some people. I want you to indulge me in a relationship. I want you to be codependent on me. I don't want you to heal and grow and mature yourself. Because I don't want to grow and heal and mature myself. And I like people viewing me like a loving person. But if you heal and grow and mature yourself, sorry, I'm going to leave. Some of you could have been in relationships with people who are like that. High vibe people offer other people love and encouragement to heal and grow and mature themselves so that they can move forward with them, inspired by hope and faith and belief and love. So what else is going on? People are presenting themselves as loving people in the world. Why? What's next? Fear, dark thoughts, taking steps, peace, the vast universe. Okay. I'm not, visually I can't just look at these cards and know what they say, so I have to spread them out here. Why did, let's see, oh no, this goes over here. Why, oh, so it wasn't fragmented energy that came out, shoot, now I don't know which one, but, well, we have them in this order, so we'll assume they came out in this order. Well, maybe the loving person came out because of planning and action. So everybody's got a plan about how they like to move forward in the life. But with this being the overarching reason, everything I just said still applies. It's just how people want to live their life. What motivates and inspires them? What's their dream life? What's their dream relationship? And everybody's got their idea of how they want to do it. You know, people are trying to get other people to move forward with them based on whatever their intentions are. They're hoping people will take action to move forward with them based on the way they view life. So, the reason for the next step is present power. So, I guess we could kind of look at the present power card as kind of like a Leo Aries energy, because just because power is associated kind of maybe with Aries energy, and Leo, there's, you know, the lion kind of represents that. High vibe people are offering love to their own fears and their own dark thoughts. We all got fears and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs. And they offer love and encouragement to other people for them to deal with their own fears and insecurities and dark thoughts. You know, we have free will, what thoughts and emotions we choose to sit in every day. And shadowy energy, again, represented by the devil, are all these things that can oppress us and limit us and imprison us and keep us oppressed and confined. And we're not supposed to be a slave to those things. We have the ability to master our own thoughts and our own emotions. It's not to ignore certain thoughts and emotions that we have, but do we indulge ourselves sitting in certain thoughts and emotions that aren't like a good soil to build our life upon? A fertile, encouraging, nutritious, healthy foundation? Or are we staying in shadowy thoughts and emotions that aren't conducive to us moving forward in life? And do we have people in our life who are trying to control us? You know, our own shadow nature wants to be in the driver's seat of our life. And then there's other people in our life who want us to stay in our fear and our insecurity, because then we'll keep staying in a relationship and indulging them in workplaces, in friendships, in romantic relationships. Some people like to be in relationships with people who are fearful and afraid. Perfect. So basically I can control you, right? Because you don't love and believe in yourself. Perfect. You know? And again, some of you could have been in friendships, workplaces with people where, you know, you found out people are kind of bossy or controlling or fearful or afraid, and they take action in immature ways. You could have tried to offer love and encouragement to some of those people to try to get them. This is an emotional figure, or that looks like a feminine figure to me. So, you know, high vibe people offer love and encouragement to people trying to appeal to their more emotionally hopeful, believing, loving nature to kind of grow up. You know, to temper their fears and their insecurity and their ego or their controlling nature or their bossy nature, so that we can all move forward in a place of peace. You know, there's all sorts of people in the world, in the vast universe. You know, why be petty and envious and jealous and abusing your position of authority in workplaces or relationships? Why not, you know, kind of have a little more hope and faith and belief in people? Why do we feel like we need to control other people? Why aren't we tempering our ego, harnessing like high vibe Aries Leo energy, where we learn lessons in life and are a good leader in our life, and we're a good example in the world of being someone who's done this work within ourselves emotionally to be at a place of peace and balance within ourselves, to help, you know, look at life maybe from a higher perspective, to encourage other people. You know, it's just so crazy. You know, you can work with people and they're petty and they're nitpicky and they're like some dark cloud, you know, and they're bossy and controlling, and it's just like, oh my gosh, do you really think this is going to work out the way you want? Do you really think people are going to want to keep working here? Do you really think people are going to want to keep being friends with you or being in a romantic relationship with you? And some of these people, they're just clueless because they have this idea, you know, again, like, this is the way I want to move forward. I think this is okay. And it's like, well, good luck finding someone else in the world who thinks it's okay and wants to move forward with you in that way. Some people are quite immature. They got a lot of growing up to do about learning what it means to work cooperatively with people in a just and fair, balanced, loving way, acting with character and integrity. But if some of those people like to emotionally indulge their more immature nature, well, then they want other people to indulge them in their more immature nature. And they could, again, look for people who they think that they can manipulate. Because you're either being truthful and honest and acting with character and integrity and treating people the way you like to be treated in a relationship, or you really don't want to do that anyway, because you want it to be more about you. So you're trying to manipulate people to get them to do what you want. So again, some people, they see people who are fearful, insecure, looking outside of themselves for something to be the answer to their problems. And some of these shadowy people are like, yep, pick me. I'm the person. Look, I'm going to present myself as loving. Yep, you should look to me. Yep, you should move forward with me in a relationship. I am the answer to all your problems. And then it's kind of like, we all got lessons to learn in this. We've all gotten in relationships. We've all been in codependent energy. We've all looked outside of ourselves for the answer. Drugs, booze, gambling, relationships. Because we haven't learned to love ourselves to be a good leader in our own life. And we've all got lessons to learn about taking charge of our own life. I have to learn to love me. I have to take action to temper my fears and my insecurities and have hope and faith and belief in my dreams, to love and appreciate myself and what I bring to the table and make more emotionally mature, balanced decisions in my life. Because otherwise, I'm going to keep being in fragmented energy, not being unified by love within myself, looking outside myself for the answer. And there's a lot of people in the world, maybe 50% of them at any given moment, living in a world of duality. Because I think God kind of keeps things in balance. They might kind of tip out of balance at different times. But I think because we live in a world of duality, 50% of the people at any given moment are probably more aligned with their more worldly focused, self-focused, indulgence, ego-focused nature. And 50% of the people, I think, are probably more aligned with their hopeful, believing, loving nature. And there's people in the world that are looking for people to get in a relationship with that don't love and believe in themselves. Perfect. Let's hang out. Let's be friends. Let's get married. And we got in relationships with those people who have optimism, new beginnings, healing light. We get in relationships with people like that, and we're trying to be hopeful and believing and love, and we're trying to get someone who we weren't seeing the truth of, that really isn't motivated and inspired by love, even though they present themselves as being a loving person, again, whether they're male or female. Anybody can present themselves any way they want. Oh, I'm just and fair. Oh, I'm stable and grounded. Oh, I'm emotionally mature. And they're not. And then we find ourselves in relationships with people who they might want to stay in the relationship, but they want to keep being immature. They don't want to deal with the truth. They want to keep moving forward with them not growing, not healing, not maturing themselves, and kind of like indulging in a relationship with people who are loving and nurturing and supportive and have done this work within themselves to have hope and faith and belief and love. They freed themselves from some of the things that manipulated them. They grew up and matured themselves. They're making good decisions in their life, being a good leader in the world, tempering their more fearful ego nature to be a loving, nurturing person. They have freed themselves from their more all about me or, manipulative ways to be a loving, giving person. And some people are like, yeah, I want to move forward with you. You be you, I'll still be me. And it's going to be an equally out of balance relationship. Because we're either someone who's kind of indulging someone in poor behavior, hoping one day they'll get out of their fear or their insecurity or their bossy or controlling or immature ways to do equal give and take with us. And the thing is, we might need to see the truth, and we maybe had some lessons to learn about listening to our intuition. We all, in our egoic nature, want to be in loving relationships. We want to move forward with people in relationships. We had this plan. We had this idea that we wanted to bring in relationship. We want to be in relationships with other people. But sometimes, again, we were operating from our more, I can make this work, operating a little bit more. The masculine figures can represent that we're operating a little bit more from our egoic nature. I want these things. I know. I bet even if my intuition was telling me, I don't think this person is as open to love as I am. I think they might have fear, insecurities. They might be kind of bossy and controlling. They might be more about ego and image. Oh, I'm sure if I'm loving and nurturing and supportive to them, I'm sure eventually they'll be motivated and inspired to change the conclusions that they've come to in their life. And the whole thing is, we should, when people show us the truth of who they are, just like us in life, they had to debate these things within themselves about what kind of person they were going to be and if they were going to heal and grow and mature themselves and temper their more immature, prideful, bossy, whatever nature they've got, to be a more open to love person. And when we meet people who aren't, it's one thing to offer people love and encouragement, treat people with respect, treat them the way you like to be treated. But, it's kind of like being that energy to people in the world. But am I going to move forward with you in a relationship or marry you? No. I know lots of people in the world, all different age groups, who might have all some ways of being that I think aren't very unified by love, but I can offer them love and encouragement. But am I going to be in a relationship with you? A more involved relationship? No. Because I see the truth. High vibe energy deals with the truth, not illusion, not fantasy land. If people were motivated and inspired to be more authentic and loving and mature and all that, they would have made those decisions along the path. And they didn't. And I am motivated and inspired by love. And, we've got lessons to learn about listening to our intuition, because in our worldly nature, we want what we want. So sometimes we didn't listen to our intuition because we were afraid that our dreams weren't going to come into reality. And some people right now, just like the rest of us have at times, we've gotten ourselves in these mismatched relationships. Well, I wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted to try to manifest what I wanted to manifest. But sometimes we didn't listen to our intuition, and we got lessons learned in that. Some people did it. Some people realized that, why would I have gotten into and stayed in those workplaces, those friendships, those relationships? Probably because I had my own fears, my own insecurities, my own self-limiting beliefs. Well, am I going to keep staying in relationship with people who I think are motivated and inspired by things different than what I'm motivated and inspired by? Or stay in a relationship with people who are immature if I've already been in a relationship with them and I've already been offering them love and encouragement to heal and grow and mature themselves, and they keep not doing it? Well, they have free will. If they were motivated and inspired to do that, there comes a point in time I gotta see the truth. Healing light, high vibe Leo energy, like I need to see the truth. I have a dream I want to bring into reality. I want to move forward in relationships with people who are inspired to look at life as an adventure to be lived, where they are motivated and inspired to heal and grow and mature themselves to their full potential. And if I see the truth that some people have some lessons to learn about moving forward in a more optimistic, hopeful, believing, authentic, loving, warm way, then my dream can't come into reality with them because they have some life lessons to learn. And so when the high vibe people found themselves, and we can repeat this pattern many times because, we in our pride comes before the fall, and it takes time to realize, to wrap our brain around this game of life, And so then people realize I need to do this work within myself, to love myself, to heal myself. And then if I'm treating myself with love and respect and compassion and encouragement, like staying in high vibe energy of truth and love and justice and fairness, I don't want to hang out with people who aren't living their life like that or treating me that way. I could have been one of the people before who was being harsh and unkind and unloving to myself and looking to be in a relationship for someone to love me and to make me feel better and make me feel more stable and grounded, because I thought that was the answer to my problems. And we could have tried that many, many times, and it didn't quite work out the way we wanted. And that's when some people realize, the only person I can change is me. And kind of like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, you had the power within you all the time of how to get home. But it starts within you. You have to learn to love you. Love yourself. Work through your own fears and insecurities to get to a place of peace and balance within yourself. Look at life from a higher perspective. Have hope and faith and belief. Appreciate what you bring to the table. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. Be loving and encouraging to yourself. Offer people in your past love and forgiveness. I accept everybody is where they were at. I'm not going to take it personally just because some people in my life didn't know how to be very loving. Could have been caught up in their fear, their insecurities, their past pain and heartbreak. Love is what is the answer. I offer peace and love to it. I accept everybody was where they're at, and I'm not going to let that stop me from believing in my dreams. And I'm going to offer love to my own shadow nature so I can go on this adventure in life. There's more lessons to be learned. And I still have hope and faith and belief in my dreams. Some other people went through life experiences like that. Some of the people in their life that they wished had been more just and fair and loving and nurturing and supportive maybe weren't. And it could have gotten them in their ego, like, why don't you love me? Which we can all go through, right? But they maybe didn't deal with the truth of it. We have to see where we needed to grow up and mature ourselves and heal. And we also need to be willing to see the truth of some of the people that we're in a relationship with. Maybe those people were a little bossy or controlling or prideful or egotistical or immature. Had to learn to love themselves. But some people always stayed in their ego about it. Some of those people are still chasing after people who remind them of people in their life before, maybe subconsciously, still trying to get people who are like that to love them. Some people just look to loving people to love them, but they haven't learned to love themselves. And so they keep repeating this pattern, either trying to get people who already show they have some shadowy ways of being. Oh no, I'm going to make them love me. And if those people love and validate my worth and value, that is the answer to my problems. Or I just want to be in a relationship with loving people because that makes me feel better, but I don't want to do the work within myself to do the work emotionally, to have hope and faith and belief I can heal and offer myself love. Some people look to other people, like some people look to drugs and alcohol. You are supposed to be the answer to my problems. And then if they get in a relationship with people and they look to other people, that's your job. I'm not supposed to have to do that work. No, that's why we get in relationships, so that people will love us and we feel better. But then they can get in relationships with people who are loving, and their issues in the fear and dark thoughts bubble up again. Well, then it's like, well, you must be the wrong person. My fears and insecurities wouldn't bubble up if you were the answer to my problems. But see, that's where it's like a twisted logic. We're not the answer to your problems. People can provide a loving and encouraging, supportive environment for people to do this work within themselves to free themselves from the things that manipulate them. If they don't do the work within themselves, how are they ever going to free them? But some people live in fantasy land. Well, no, I shouldn't have to deal with those. I should be able to find and get in a relationship with someone where my fears and my insecurities and my self-limiting beliefs, I don't have them anymore. And if they bubble up when I'm in a relationship with you, well, then you must not be the right person. It's like, what? It's like blaming everyone outside of them for their issues instead of taking responsibility for themselves. Some of them could be full of themselves. Again, they love their own shadowy nature. It's all about me, my lust, my greed, my pride, my ego, my wants, my needs. I'm the boss. It's supposed to be all about me. And I might have these shadowy ways of being, but people are supposed to want to move forward in a relationship with me anyway. People are supposed to indulge me in a relationship. I think the people that are kind of shadowy and they purposely could get in relationships with people who they could feel are codependent. I think when those people get in a relationship with those people, they always have these fears and insecurities that those people are going to love and believe in themselves more one day. And those people are going to go to like the next phase of life, inspired to love and believe in themselves. And these people might know that they have some growing up and maturing and healing to do, but in their pride and ego, they've decided, I don't want to deal with them. I just bury them underneath the surface. I don't want to deal with it. Could I have done hurtful, unkind things? Am I immature? Do I have fears and insecurities? Yeah, and I'm not going to deal with them. So they can't go to the next level because the truth sets us free. We have to heal, we have to grow, we have to mature, we have to expand our perception of the world something in order to really authentically go to the next stage of life. Kind of like looking at life as a video game where you have to overcome certain challenges and obstacles to go to the next level of life. And they keep trying to cheat the system. No, I want to go to the next level of life. I know. I'll just try to get in a relationship with someone who's loving and nurturing and encouraging so I look like I'm that type of person too. But I really have all these fears and insecurities that I try to hide beneath the illusion I create in the world, and I'm hoping they won't see it. And then if I get in a relationship with them and we have this new beginning, that even when they do see it, because they're kind of a little bit in their pride and ego and fearful of admitting the truth or dealing with their own fears about getting a new job, a new friend, a new romantic relationship, they'll just keep staying in a relationship with me anyway and kind of indulging me in my more shadowy ways of being. And that way the shadowy people who is kind of like a bait and switch or falsifying a contract, they hope that even when the people are illuminated to the truth, that because of their ego, prideful nature, they won't have hope and faith and belief in their dreams that they can find a new job, a new friend, a new relationship. And if people in their worldly nature, if that's what really kind of consumes them, I mean, we'd all like to be in friendships and relationships, but do we make that so important we're willing to sacrifice our dreams just because we so badly want to be in a relationship? Just because so badly we're afraid of going and looking for a new friend or a new job? How about enjoying our fucking life every day without having someone being bossy or controlling or fake or superficial or trying to manipulate us or control us? How about I'm going to love me and I'm only going to invest my time, energy, and effort into other people who are loving and nurturing. And I'm going to offer love to my fearful nature and go on this adventure. We can either create a little hell on earth or we can create a little heaven on earth. When we find out we've kind of gotten in a situation where maybe some people are wanting us to live in this shadowy energy of fear and dark thoughts and codependency and insecurity and immaturity, lust, greed, or whatever, where we don't grow to our full potential, and they want us to stay in a little bit of hell with them. We have the free will to do that, and some people will. And other people are like, fuck that. But we all have to listen to our intuition about when the time is right and do this work within ourselves. And, sometimes we have very difficult situations and life circumstances that make it difficult. What do I think the shadowy people are probably doing right now? Same old thing. Probably, for some, they're trying to manipulate another loving person into indulging them, trying to present themselves as more stable and grounded than they are. But they have all these fears and insecurities about love, about maybe even believing in love. Maybe consumed by wanting to look like they have a certain status and image. So trying to get people to get in a relationship with them so it looks like they've moved on, that they've healed, that they've grown, that they've matured. But they haven't. They're the same person in the next relationship, some of them that they were in the last relationship. You have to be willing to deal with the truth. Some of these people have already had people leave their life, but they don't want to deal with the truth. I don't have hope and faith and belief in love. That could be why those people left. Maybe I was eventually got bossy and controlling, or was more about myself or my ego or my image, and the other people left because I wanted to be in a relationship inspired by love. And I'm not inspired by love, some of these people. I keep indulging my more immature nature. I'm just trying to find another person to indulge me in that way, out of their own fear, insecurity, or codependent nature. Some of those people are in relationships right now. It can take time, and, we can put shadowy people hope that other people keep having hope and faith and belief and keep putting in a lot of work and effort to make a relationship work. You keep doing that, and I'll keep indulging in this relationship. Works for me. Creates this illusion that I'm loving this loving person. Creates this illusion that I got it going on in the world. Look at the person I'm in a relationship with. I couldn't be those shadowy ways of being if I'm in a relationship with someone like this. It's all trying to confuse the world about the type of person they are. It's like, yeah, they can be. Some people wear a very good false mask. Some people are indulging other shadowy people. They could be a loving, nurturing person, but because of their own fears and insecurities about loving and believing in themselves or having a new beginning, they end up being manipulated by shadowy people to stay in their fear and their insecurity and their more codependent nature. They could be indulging someone else. Some of the shadowy people are indulging someone because they have these things of the world that they want, even if they're a loving person. Well, I'm going to create this illusion, kind of indulge you in the way you view life, even though that's not the truth of how I view life. But until you see the truth about me, I'm going to try to keep up the illusion that I'm just like you. And eventually, the truth comes to light because it's an injustice. People should be kind of in relationships with people who are kind of on the same page as them. Or be truthful and honest so people know the truth of what they're dealing with. So I think as high vibe people are going forward, and of some relationships and things they've gotten out of, they're offering love to the other people in their life to move forward with them in this way. Offering them love, resources, encouragement to believe in themselves and offer love to their own fears and insecurities so they can move forward with them in this way. Some of those people will. Some of those people won't. I might already be aligned with people in my life. I don't think this person's going anywhere. And some people want to be in a relationship with someone who they don't think is going anywhere. Because I don't want to do this, and they might not be there, and they may never do that. So I'm going to stay with them. I just want someone to stay in a relationship with me. I don't want to have to deal with this within myself, and I hope the people I'm in a relationship with don't ever do this within themselves. I hope they don't ever get inspired to heal or grow or mature themselves or step out of their comfort zone, because I don't plan to. So, the people in our life that are moving forward with us in this way, and there might be some people you have approached, or might be people as you're moving forward who approach you, you're going to listen to your intuition to shed light on who is being truthful and honest and authentic and inspired by truth and love, and who just wants to be the next person to indulge in a relationship with me. And you've learned these lessons in life not to be tempted by your more egoic nature, to listen to your intuition. And this time, if my intuition says, I don't know, this person seems defensive, I don't know, this person seems prideful, this person seems immature, this person seems whatever they got, that I've already been in relationships with people who are like that. Or my intuition is just telling me, this person is smiling in my face like they're this boss and this leader in the world and loving person, male or female. Who are the people in my life who are being authentic and making good decisions in their life and making good decisions in relationship to me and are loving? And who are the people in my life who seem to wear more of a false mask, who try to maybe instill or play upon my more lustful nature, greedy nature, materialistic nature, prideful nature, fearful nature, who encourages me to love and believe in myself, and who doesn't want me to listen to my intuition, who doesn't want me to grow to my full potential because they want me to keep indulging them in a relationship. So what's coming up for people in high vibe Capricorn energy that they might not see coming up? The Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, because of the Four of Cups. Well, I think the high vibe people are doing this work within themselves to get balance within themselves. And the Two of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy, if there's people in their life who they feel they need to pick up their investment in, it's them doing this work to pick up their investment in that way of living life, that way of viewing life, people in their life. Why? Because they took that higher cup. I have hope and faith and belief in love and in myself and in my dreams. And I did this inner work within myself to free myself from some of the things that manipulated me. People from my past who could have rejected my love, who tried to manipulate me, that I felt juggled me. And I'm going to get balance within myself because I don't want to keep living my life like that, or juggling and not picking a path. Because when I don't pick a path, I can't decide how I want to live my life, and I can't decide, do I want to do love, do I want to do money and ego, and I want to get balanced within myself between my worldly nature and my loving nature. And I want my loving nature to be the one that guides the decisions I make in my life. Not my fear, not my insecurity, not my pride, not my ego. I want to feel more balanced and at peace within myself. I want to make better decisions in my life. I want to learn to love myself so I can move forward in life, having hope and faith and belief in myself and in love and in my dreams. And then I think as you do that within yourself, then when we meet other people who we think are more balanced within themselves, who've taken that cup of love and learned to love themselves, those are people that we'll invest our time, energy, and effort into. And as we're moving forward in this energy, there's going to be other people that want to be in a relationship with us. And we just need to listen to our intuition as to why. Some people, it's like, oh yeah, some situation I was in didn't work out. I want to be in a relationship with you. Well, I don't want you to come be in a relationship with me just because someone else wasn't loving to you, or you haven't learned to love yourself, and I'm a loving person, so now you want to be in a relationship with me. You know, I want to be in relationships with people who've done this work within themselves, who are operating from a foundation of love. And again, I think you'll listen to your intuition about who's who. And the people who are more worldly focused, that seem like they're still juggling or want to juggle you with someone else to make someone else feel unloved because that person isn't doing the relationship the way they want it. It's like, yeah, no, my intuition is telling me it's not love. You're maybe trying to tempt me with things of the world. Shadowy Virgo energy. People who harness high vibe Virgo energy have done this work within themselves, have taken that cup of love to love themselves, who have freed themselves, gained insight and wisdom and truth and clarity, and they offer you the truth. When someone's holding one pentacle in high vibe, it means they did the inner work to see the truth, just like you did. Other people are still trying to use things of the world to tempt people to get in a relationship with them. Their looks, their image, their status, how they present themselves in the world, money, status, image, trying to appeal to your more worldly nature. And I think those people, it's like, I wish you peace, love, and joy, but no. I'm moving on. So what's coming up for people who... And the Pentacles too can mean jobs and everything too. If some of you had to move away from one job and you've offered, made a gesture to a boss in the world, basically, to be the one who moves forward with them, just like relationships, some of those people are going to reject you because if they don't feel they can manipulate you or control you, or you seem to come across as more emotionally balanced and stable and mature than they are, they don't want you there. And other people are looking for people who are more stable and balanced because they've already dealt with kind of immature, shadowy people. And some of those people could consider making you a job, just like other people in your life, that they want to balance things out with you and make you an offer. So, as we keep moving forward, maintaining balance within ourselves, there's going to be other people that are receptive to us, and there's going to be other people who are defensive to us because you're not in shadowy energy like they are. And some of the people that you would like, that you thought maybe would want to move forward with you in this way, some of those people won't, because they'd have to do this inner work within themselves. They'd have to take action and truth and love and do this inner work. And some of them don't want to. And everybody's got free will to live their life whatever way they want. And some of those people don't want to see the truth, speak the truth, act in truth, grow up, mature themselves, heal. And we just need to see the truth of it, I'm going to keep moving forward, maintaining my balance from a place of love. And the people who are aligned with that will probably try to move forward with me in that way. And there's going to be other people who are going to try to cheat the system to just be in a relationship with me, but not really be in that energy. And I'm going to listen to my intuition about who's who. What's coming up for the people who might harness some more shadowy Capricorn energy that they might not see coming up? The Ten of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Why? Because of the Eight of Pentacles. Some of the people that are being kind of shadowy in some way in a relationship right now, they could have some people in their life who move away from them. Why? Because they, in their Virgo energy, some of you could be dealing with Virgo, but it's just people who did that inner work to look at life from a higher perspective and see the truth. I've been living my life in a way, or hanging out with some people that seem to kind of like me up in a mental prison about if they love me. Or I've been living my life in a way that has me in a mental prison because I haven't learned to love myself. And I've done this work to put life in perspective and the big picture. And I work through, from the 1 sword to the 8 of swords is the 7 of swords, which can be how our fear and our insecurities kind of manipulate us. And then we can have other people in the world who are kind of being a little deceptive and manipulative because they want us to keep hanging out with them and living life like them, or they want to control us or manipulate us, keep us stuck, keep us in scattered energy. And I've had people did the work to work through all that mental confusion to get to the truth. Loving people are loving. People who are motivated to be just and fair are just and fair. People who are motivated to act with character and integrity, act with character and integrity. And it can be really confusing because initially some of the people that we could have gotten in relationships with, for a long time, we could have viewed them as a very loving person who would make these good decisions. But when it got to be where the relationship's kind of going to go to the next level and relationships grow and mature over time and, it becomes a more deep, meaningful relationship instead of maybe more of an emotionally shallow, superficial relationship. And, some people weren't willing to do that. Sometimes that's when their shadowy nature came out because they wanted to stay in the relationship, but they don't want it to change, which can be stagnant, non-life-giving energy. No, I want to stay right here. I operate more from my maybe defensive, egoic nature. I don't want to step outside my comfort zone. I don't want to look at life from any other perspective. I don't want to become more independent of my more worldly view of life or my more defensive way of life or my more about me way of life. I have fear about love. The relationship could have worked for a long time, but as other people did this work within themselves to heal and grow and mature themselves, that's when there can be a problem in a relationship. And that's when some people's shadowy nature can come out and they try to control you or manipulate you in a relationship. And that's when we see the truth that they lack some hope and faith and belief in love. And they might have wanted to stay in the relationship because it had a lot of stability or security. And, it looked like you had your dreams come into reality. Like you had all these things that people could kind of want in the world to a degree. It's just that they wanted to keep living more from their mind and their heart and being defensive to seeing the truth that it's about love. And they wanted you to stay in denial of the truth that it's supposed to be about love because we had all these things of the world. You're in a relationship. I don't want to go find a new relationship. You shouldn't want to go find one either. You shouldn't want to be more authentically yourself because I don't want to be more authentically myself. You shouldn't shine your authentic light in the world and grow and mature yourself because I don't want to do that. I defend my more worldly view of life. I live more from my mind than my heart. What drives and motivates us and the way we view the dream life is different. And some people saw the truth of it. Your idea of how you want to keep moving forward is different than how I want to move forward. What drives and motivates and inspires you is different than what drives and motivates and inspires me. And some of the people never thought that the people they were in relationship with would see through the illusion of the world and ego and image, or see through the false facade that some people were wearing, to see the truth that these people are kind of defensive to love. Well, then my dream can't come into reality with you. And some of those people are speaking their truth, and they're doing this work within themselves to maintain their balance and kind of no longer indulging someone in their more shadowy ways of being. And the shadowy people did not see that coming. And they could feel betrayed. Because you are supposed to be in a mental prison just like they are. Whatever manipulates them, you are supposed to let that manipulate you. And you freed yourself. The truth set you free. You are not tipped out of balance. You loved yourself to believe in yourself, ready to move forward in life differently. life-giving energy. I'm going to keep moving forward and growing and maturing myself to my full potential. And some people don't want to do that. They want to keep like doing the status quo. I want to keep living life just like this. I don't want to step outside my comfort zone. I don't want to go in unknown territory. I have no interest in growing myself to my full potential. I might live my life a certain way where it looks like I got it all and I'm good. And other people are like, nothing ever changes here. You know, I think we're kind of staying in things just because of our fear and insecurity about moving forward in life differently. Well, that's not how I want to live my life. I want to face my fears. I want to go to the next phase of life. I want to grow myself to my full potential. I want to work through some of my fears and insecurities and dump that baggage. And some of these other people are like, well, I've got all these fears and insecurities too, and I don't plan to deal with any of them. It's like, yes, and it's causing some problems in the relationship. But you seem to not want to see the truth of it. And I do see the truth of it. And I see the truth that you don't want to do this work within yourself, to work through those things that manipulate you. Your fear, your insecurity, your pride, your ego, your immature or bossy or self-centered nature. I see it. I see these either things within you or the world or other people in your life manipulate you. And I see my dream isn't going to come into reality with you. And whatever manipulates you, you want me to let it manipulate me. And those things don't manipulate me. I've already worked through those things. These could just be people in your life or your own fear and insecurity. I had some of those issues and people in my life too, and I'm independent of those people. High vibe energy is about being more independent. Why do you let those people manipulate you and control you? Why do you make your life so much about the world, what you wear, what you drive, how much money you make? Why do you make your worth and value based on those things? Why not just live your authentic life and, enjoy your life? Life's an adventure. But some people are really in a mental prison about having a certain status and image, having people view them a certain way, and that could be how they define their worth and value. And other people don't make their worth and value tied up in those things because they know their worth and value. They're this creative, inspired, loving, nurturing person the world can judge away because the world is judging you regardless based on who they are. But that can be shadowy energy, living in this illusion. Oh, no, I'm sure if I do this and I do this, people will view me this certain way. People could view some of these people like a complete idiot. But in their mind, oh, no, because I do this and I do that and I wear this and blah, blah, blah. I'm sure everybody thinks I'm this really victorious, successful, loving person, and people could find these people fake as hell. The only one could be buying into the illusion of who they are is them. Ultimately, the main person they're deceiving is themselves because they don't want to deal with the truth, which is that we should live our authentic life. We should go do the things that really motivate and inspire us that we love. We can either conform to the world and make our life all about the world and all these superficial things, to have a certain image, to have a certain status, get in relationships so people view us a certain way. Who cares if we love them? Who cares if they love us? But we have these fears and insecurities of like maybe being alone. Well, how about we channel our life force energy into living our life, into our jobs, into our careers, into our unique talents, skills, and interests, and we don't get in a relationship with someone just out of fear and insecurity for status or image. Some people do, because it's all about looking like a shining star in the world. Some of these people have had loving people move away from them, and they might have someone else who wants to be in a relationship with them. And it might be someone like them, who's also in a mental prison about love, who also might be a little emotionally cold or detached, more about ego or image, and that would be a just and fair relationship. Someone else, what's an injustice is for someone who's aligned with their more worldly nature, trying to get in a relationship with someone who's aligned with their more loving nature, and a house divided can't stand. or to manipulate people, or try to control people, or make people not love and believe in themselves, so that intimidate them, control them, or tempt them, to keep staying in a relationship with you for a reason other than love. What's just and fair is for them to be in a relationship with someone who's like themselves. And that might be what these people get themselves into next. And that would be a just and fair relationship. Someone who's motivated and inspired by the same things they are, who aren't maybe operating from a foundation of love, who might be on the same page as them, might be kind of immature, or more motivated by ego and image and money and materialism. That's a just and fair relationship. And to be in a relationship with someone else who also has a lot of fears and insecurities about love, also might be kind of bossy or controlling or manipulative, because that's who they are. And maybe together they can work through those issues because they're kind of on the same page. Maybe they'd be able to work through those things together. But getting in a relationship with someone is like, I don't know, like a 21-year-old being in a relationship with a 30-year-old to a degree. If you've learned all these different life lessons, it can take years to learn certain life lessons. We can't make someone learn those things. I've had people want to be in relationships with people who, from love, did the inner work to maintain balance within themselves instead of being tipped out of balance. And the shadowy people might be mad because they're having to be in a relationship with someone who is like them. It's like, well, but if that's who you are, and you thought it was just and fair for loving people to be in a relationship with you, why isn't it just and fair for you to be in a relationship with someone like you? But some of these people, because they're in their ego and they think they have this certain status or image, the way they could have viewed life is that people were supposed to indulge them and want these things of the world that they might have so badly that people would be willing to stay in a relationship with them anyway. And some people aren't willing to. And maybe the people who are the people who do view life like they do. And they might not be very emotionally balanced, insightful, loving, warm people. But they aren't either. So it's just and fair. So there you go, Capricorn. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.